Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Today we have another Dwarf Box video for you. This time against the vampires. I've taken to really enjoying this build. And it's fairly simple and very easy to use. And I'm trying to get my rating back to 400 with the new update. It dropped to 500. So, yeah, I figured my dwarven friends here would be able to help me crush the vampires. So he's gonna be pretty smart here and deploy behind these trees. He has an army of 6 skeleton warriors here. Great choice, I think, here with the meat shields. He's gonna have 1 Vargulf. Great armor piercing damage. Could potentially be useful for sniping rune lords or rune smiths. He's going to have Vlad von Karstein, the vampire character that every single person uses. In the back, there's going to be 4 Graveguard with great weapons. Again, love this choice. A lot of people, I think, bring Cairn Wraiths because they think they'll be good. But they'll lose to a unit of Longbeards, which is strange, but it's how it goes. And they're just really susceptible to the magic damage coming off the Rune Lord and the Rune Smith. So definitely Graveguard with great weapons, a much better choice. Here he's got the Sternsman, great self-sufficient unit here. You don't have to worry about that. And here he has a Necromancer on a Corpse Cart with the Unholy Lodestone. I definitely like that. And he's got a Vampirus here. To help out. So I'm assuming all 3 of these guys here have, oh no, this is a Vampire of Shadows. So he's got the Lore of Shadows and the Lore of Vampires. So with Invocation of Nehek. So we'll go over back to my army here. At this point I actually can't see anything, so I'm unsure of where he is. But I have a main line here of 4 Dwarf Warriors. And I have my heroes here set up so that they'll both be able to hit this chunk here. With their buffs, they won't be able to get the guys on the outskirts, but I'm okay with that. I've got 2 Dwarf Warriors here, 1 on each side, to support just any skeletons that are able to fold around or are longer than my line. In the back, I have 2 Miners and a Dwarf Warrior with great weapons here. I just like to have these guys, armor-piercing damage here in the back, help the Slayers deal with anything, and late game, I am expecting only Graveguard really to be left after dealing with my front line, and so having some extra armor-piercing to fill in the spots in my line will be very helpful. I have the Grumbling Guard here and a Longbeard with great weapons, so if my heroes do die, these 2 characters will still give off their Encourage auras, and keep my group from routing. And they just deal a lot of armor-piercing damage, and these Grumbling Guards stop you from, or at least prevent some of the fatigue that you'll usually get in a battle. So definitely a great unit here. And I have my typical 4 Rangers here, and they'll be targeting that Corpse Cart, as well as the Vargulf, and then after that, trying to get on the flanks. So let's get started here. My Goblobber here. Oh, I forgot. I do have this Goblobber and the Dragonback Slayers here. He's going to start taking some pot shots at the Vargulf. Not that he's really going to hit anything, but I don't even expect to use all the Goblobber's ammo, so I'm not concerned at all with wasting it on a chance to hit. Oh, here one comes. Oh, it got stopped by the tree, but it was on a pretty good trajectory right there. And I'll switch. That was way off, buddy. I'll switch targets here to the Sternsman or these Graveguard whenever I get the chance, whenever I can see them. And I am going to slowly just kind of shift my line over, and I'm going to move one of these Rangers here to, just try and get some opening shots on the Vargulf if possible. Yeah, but definitely if that guy gets into my Rune Lord or Rune Smith, it's game over for them. It's faster, and it'll be just far too much damage for these guys to even come close to handling. lame. Guy needs a white beard. Look at that. That's so cool. Anyway, so my goblobbers here, I think, are going to start targeting. Ooh, a miss, but looks like I got a decent hit there, but they are going to regenerate pretty quickly with their own regeneration and the regeneration of the necromancer nearby. Oh, that was a good hit right there. That was pretty good. Here you can see the Varvagolf kind of comes a little too close and is going to get a couple shots in here, but he smartly is able to avoid most of it. Pull some of the ammo off the Rangers. But I'm quickly going to re-target my Rangers here on their main line. See if I can do some damage. I lost sight of them there for a second. These heroes are going to do okay against these skeletons. Wow, you can see that already almost broken. But once these guys come out of the forest, I'm going to switch targets to them. And once that corpse cart comes into combat, I'm going to switch targets on that. But my Rangers are not going to have a very good time for some reason targeting this thing. He does a good job of keeping it close to the line. Oh. I wonder why vampires are discouraged by a flying goblin, but whatever. It's fine. You can see here, just not downing it as fast as I think 3 units of Rangers would. There, Vlad got hit in the face. I'm actually gonna make some critical errors here. So you can see my Rangers here still facing the wrong direction. My Dwarfs are here gonna get side charged. All my abilities are here going off though, so that's good. But I don't notice that the Vargolf is coming into the back. So he's going to get a free, just kind of toss some dwarves around and get into my Rangers here. I'm going to quickly converge though. You can see Vlad doing a great job. Quickly comes straight in after this runesmith. With the Master Rune of Beguilement, there's literally no hope of that runesmith even touching Vlad. But you can see how quickly he's already raised 1, 2, 3 units in my rear lines, blocking all my Rangers here from doing anything productive. Already tossed all my guys off my goblobber, so that's not going to be firing here. And you can see I pull one of these Rangers out to try and finish off the Vargolf. And he's done a great job here of, since I'm now so bogged down in my back lines, the Necromancer's corpse cart here has free reign to sit here and regen all the hit points on these guys. Really with no consequence. I am going to pull my Longbeards out here and charge them in to help the main line fight against the Graveguard. And right now I just really need to get this Vargolf off the field, so here you're going to see my Rangers opening fire, and that's going to quickly take him off the field. You can see here another Skeleton Warrior summoned, and there's just really, I can't pull out my Rangers without taking a ton of damage. Here you can see though, he's done a good job of stabbing my poor little Dwarf runesmith to death, and so my runesmith is going to casually walk away through the battlefield, anything to get away from Vlad. But I'm going to be targeting as much of my Rune of Wrath and Ruin here on his Armored Graveguard as possible. You can see I cast one here, and so it's dealt some damage. You can see here I pull out my Rangers, but they take considerable damage pulling out here. And you can see my Rangers opening fire again on the Necromancer, but there's just not much you can do. Rune of Wrath and Ruin here coming off. Another unit here, that's why I have all these guys in the back to help deal with these Skeleton Warriors and Zombies as they arise. But they're not doing too great of a job. So I'm going to spread out my Rangers once I know he doesn't have anything else around the map. You can see this really, it doesn't seem to be working at all. It's slowly taking it down, but an Invocation of Nehek there could just erase all that damage. There my Goblobber starts throwing again. And another unit of zombies here. It's crazy. I think his Necromancer is summoning stuff as well. So he has 2 casters here just constantly summoning troops. That's not going to turn out well for me. My Dwarf Warriors here crushing through the Skeleton Warriors as expected. And my main line here, you can see my Dwarf Warriors are just slowly falling apart. Even my Longbeards with great weapons here, there's just too many Graveguard here and the Vampirus for them to do much work. But you can see I'm just trying to keep, I put some miners in here to just help the fight. And Easy Luck here, he does a great job, move his cart as close as he can to his line so it stops getting shot. Yeah, and just trying to make this line last as long as possible. But here you can see my Dwarf Warriors, maybe they're not getting the buffs that like my Rune Lord here is not as close as he should be. And so maybe he's just failing, but anyways, they're not really supposed to do very good against Graveguard. So here you can see the route, but I have a unit of Dwarf Warriors and great weapons and some Slayers here to fill in the gap. And they're going to do fine against Vampires. Here you can see I'm going to move a Dwarf Warrior around the flank to get a flanking charge. And my... where was that coming from? But my Rangers here still trying to fire. Still not doing much here. Really much of any good. You can see Vlad here. He's crushing through my lines. Literally no damage done on him. That's all from his regen items. But at this point I've pulled my Rangers back and I'm using them to slaughter the zombies that are being raised up in my back lines to try and deal with them as they come up. Because I realize that this is kind of a pointless measure. Here I actually end up shooting into this. This is a good angle here, so I shoot into the side of this Graveguard. And I'm also kind of trying to use my Runesmith and my Rune Lord here to fight the zombies. Here the Vampirus, I think, is coming for me. That Dwarf tries to get in her way, but he doesn't stand much of a chance. And so we're going to have a great one-on-one here. Slayer is backing up the Rune Lord. So with this rear charge, it's going to kind of hurt their morale, but I try to bring my Rune Lord over to help with the Vampirus as well. But of course, another unit of zombies pops up, and so this is going to be an interesting fight. But I have my Master Rune of Oath and Steel, and so that's going to help reduce her damage even further. Here you can see I'm going to be shooting into kind of my own men, but it's going to be an okay shot, shooting over into this blob. And with the bonus of my damage negation and my defensive boosts, I'm actually going to be able to pull out the win here against the Vampirus with my Rune Lord, which is very crucial. You can still see his main body of troops here, still very healthy because I haven't been able to get rid of this Corpse Cart, which is a huge mistake on my part. I need to get rid of that. Another set of zombies raised. Here my Runesmith is going to come in finally for the final blow, send a Slayer flying. And here I'm going to bring my Quarrelers around to the side to shoot the back, just trying to get as much damage as possible done on these guys. I finish off the Vampirus, and I'm just trying to keep these guys safe here so their runes can keep going off. But Vlad is coming for them. I start to order a issue to engage, but then I remember who these people are, and I'm going to run. And we're going to play a little game of Ring Around the Rosie here. And I'm going to thread my way through this gap here. Put some last buffs on the large majority of my troops. You can see here, totally mismicroed. It's hard to tell which units have attack orders, but these ones definitely do not. And here, Vlad comes again, and I'm going to run, because, I'm going to have nothing to do with that. He almost catches me there, but I managed to catch him with a group of miners. And I'm just going to keep running. I'm going to pop all my abilities. I'm going to run actually behind his own lines here. Pump those dwarven legs. Yeah. And so I'm going to barely manage to keep my way and keep my place in front of Vlad. He does a great job here of raising some zombies to catch my Runesmiths, but I'm able to, he was just too far behind, and I'm able to pull out, keep pulling out, running through my own troops here. My Runesmith almost gets caught, he gets blocked by his own zombies, You can see not much left here of the vampires, just the corpse cart, Vlad, and the zombies. And just with the disintegration of his main line here, his morale is going to start plummeting. And the Grumbling Guard are actually going to do okay against Vlad. But the zombies here, they don't have morale because they're a summoned unit. So, you know, it doesn't matter what's going on in the rest of the fight. These guys will stay kind of fine. Basically, they ignore this bar. But they can get like morale penalties from being summoned in an enemy unit or like just being attacked in the back, but not from army losses in the balance bar. So anyways, that's going to be the last bit of the fight. My Rune Lord coming in here to help clean him up. See my Rangers in there as well. They were out of ammo. Definitely good game to my opponent. I've never actually had a vampire come this close to beating this army, as the dwarves. It's just hard for them to chew through all this kind of meat here, without running out of winds of magic and stuff like that. So, wow, okay, that was crazy, but we will. Actually a pretty long battle, both of our armies lasting a long time. Skeleton warriors here did their job. We're a meat shield for these Graveguard, who actually got a good number of kills here, 64, 54, 86, 81. Definitely chewing through my Dwarf warriors and one of my Longbeards with relatively easily, I think, with the meat shield bonus and the Necromancer supporting. This Vampire Shadows, I don't think I saw her cast anything, but she definitely helped out that fight on the right in breaking one of my Dwarf warriors. I don't know about the Vargulf. It just wasn't, I had too many troops in reserve, and it wasn't able to do what it wants to do, be a single target hero destroyer, essentially. Yeah, so maybe if I'd brought a different army, a more like elite army, it would have been able to get around and catch my Runesmith and my Rune Lord more easily. But with my Slayers in the back and all my extra Miners and Longbeards, it just wasn't able to do what it needed to do. Good kills here on Vlad, even though he was primarily trying to get at these Lords. And there's probably a lot of kills here on those summoned units. They were summoning the entire battle. Great kills here on this Miner. I'm presuming that was mostly the zombies. They were cleaning up in the back lines. 143, 127, 130, 127. Yeah, definitely those Skeleton Warriors being summoned in the back. And then also the Skeleton Warrior meat shields here. That's primarily where these kills are coming from. Yeah, these Slayers almost entirely zombies and skeletons in the back line. And they're going to do good in that fight just because they kind of have a high attack. And an okay damage, and so that's something they are going to be okay at, is fighting unarmored light infantry. But you never want to put these guys up against, say, like a Graveguard or anything of the like. They'll get entirely destroyed. That's what these guys are for, obviously. So 101 kills here on this Longbeard, 234, definitely clutching it out, getting a lot of kills. 140 on this Goblobber. I don't know what it was shooting at the whole battle, but that's definitely paid for itself, I think. And good kills here on all the Rangers, shooting into the zombies again in the back lines and such. 150 kills on a Miner. I never thought I'd get 150 kills on a 300 gold unit. That's insane. But yeah, you can see just how powerful the Runes of Negation here are, and you can see just how squishy they are as well. You definitely have to keep them out of battle, and you don't want them anywhere near somebody like Vlad von Karstein. A vampire, yeah, he seemed to do all right just because she's as also a half caster, half melee unit. So yeah, anyways, good game to my opponent, and this battle was a lot of fun. Anyways, that's that.